Done a couple like that.
Hey, welcome to A Valiant Effort. Today we're going to be putting in an integrated engineering intake and turbo inlet on Nick's 2019 Golf R. This isn't really a DIY, but we're just going to be showing you some areas where you might run into trouble or where the directions aren't exactly clear, and just kind of showing you the process. Hope you enjoy. Hey, welcome to Valiant Effort. Today we went on a bit of a road trip to pick up some parts for Nick's new 2019 Golf R, and today we're going to be putting in an integrated engineering intake, as well as a
A cast turbo inlet. So this was already opened. Okay.
big fatty right there. Ooh la la.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's like cast aluminum.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really nice.
It goes from plastic to cast aluminum.
Yeah. Wow.
Happy days.
So this is to replace the stock plastic one.
After our 2-hour journey, actually it was a 4-hour journey, give or take. We got pizza though. Ooh, okay. Caution.
Boxes over there.
It's kind of funny. It says caution contains horsepower.
Yeah, we got the nice box.
Okay. Some stuff.
Okay.
Listen, I'm looking for the thing everybody wants to see, which is the. Oh, it's probably right here.
The filter?
Yeah, it's like it's a sharp piece.
Yeah. The rest of it's just metal and rubber.
Yeah. Ooh.
It's 5 inches.
It is really fat. It's a big fatty.
Yeah.
All right. So for doing this, you're gonna need just a couple of things. A surprisingly small number of things, actually. You need some pliers. You don't necessarily need needle nose or anything. Just something to get the clips off of the hoses. You'll need a T25 and a T30 Torx bit. We don't have. This is what we have, so we're just gonna utilize that. And you'll need a 4mm Allen bolt, Allen key. Allen thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Obviously, you'll need some ratchets or whatever you want to use, and then a 10mm for the grounds on the coil packs.
Yes, and then a flathead and a Phillips head, but we grabbed 2 flatheads because we're incompetent. So
pretty much.
What else? I feel like there's something else. Oh, these tools are what's required to do both jobs.
Yeah.
So if you're doing only one or the other, if you're doing the intake, you don't need the 10mm or I believe the T30.
Yeah.
If you're going to do one, it's kind of easy to do the other because you have to remove similar items.
Right, and how much more is it to do the
It
turbo?
was an extra $100.
Yeah, so it's like, makes a big difference, especially if later on you want to maybe add a different turbo or
Right.
go stage 2 or something.
Right.
Like
It's
that.
recommended for stage 2, and then and I think we're not really going to do a DIY. It's more to show you that anyone can do this.
Yeah, because we're not even competent enough to lay out all of the tools that we need for a video, and this is perfectly simple for us to do. And actually, one thing that I think is worth knowing is that these things are not as hard to work on as people say. I think people get all tied up about German cars and blah blah blah. They're so hard to work on, but if you give yourself enough time and you're pretty comfortable with working on cars, these are not that bad.
Yeah, it's just different shaped bolts, really.
Yeah.
Or you're using millimeters instead of 3/4 inch sockets or whatever.
Sometimes, there's more stuff to get out of the way before you can get to the thing, but that's just time. It's more tedious, if anything. It's not hard, quote unquote.
Right.
Modern cars are modern cars.
Yeah.
So first thing we did here was take off the tube.
Yes, the factory tube.
Factory tube.
The intake.
This was, it took just a little. There were just 2, or actually They're 4?
No, it's just 2.
Just 2 bolts on the outside, 2 little
Yeah.
T25 bits. And then you just kind of push down, because if you come over here...
Yeah, actually, let's bring this.
So...
Just gonna hold. So, in the instructions... The instructions, it's going to make sense if you're intelligent. Not saying that people are dumb, but... So basically it tells you to kind of pull up on this while you push down on this.
Yeah.
And it's to slide this little guy out from in here.
I mean, it was pretty...
It was very easy.
Down, and it was just a matter of kind of wriggling it out, getting it out around all this stuff.
Yeah.
The box was easy too. Once you've disconnected the box from back there... Basically, there's just a couple of grommets here that kind of... You have to be careful and like make sure you get a good grip on it to pull it out.
Right.
But
2 people helped, but I don't think it's necessary.
No, I think it would have been totally doable with 1.
Yeah.
But
It is kind of funny, though, how much more room there is now.
yeah, stock airboxes are always very big.
Yeah, so pretty much before we can start assembling the new one, we do have to relocate this coolant line. But since we're doing the turbo inlet, we're going to start on that now. This is what we have to relocate.
Yeah.
And then to get to this, we have to start by removing the nuts
Right.
on the coil packs and then pulling the first one. Cylinder 1.
All right, so we remove the coil pack here. So to get these off, you just kind of click these up here. Put a little screwdriver in there and you'll hear a little, be gentle. And then you kind of have to, on each one, just pull and wiggle it until it comes out. And then when we got the coil pack off, removed this T30.
Yep.
Now this, you kind of lift up and it kind of easily comes out. This, though, did not want to come out of here. So we had to push from the top and from the bottom. And then once we got it out a little bit, Nick kind of was giving this a push to give it a little more room to kind of I don't know, release its suction.
Yeah,
and then it just went.
Yeah.
So
just if you're in a hot engine bay, just remember that is where the turbo and downpipe are. So
yeah, it is very
just be careful.
Yeah, we definitely. I mean, it's been a while since this was on, and it's still pretty hot.
Probably 30 minutes, an hour.
So the directions say this bolt to unscrew. Don't take out, but to unscrew until it's out of its threads, quote unquote. So we didn't really know what that meant, so we unscrewed it until this was loose, because you're supposed to turn this clockwise. So this is in there like that. You're
supposed to push it towards the firewall.
Right.
That's the best way to put it. I don't know why they don't just say that.
Right.
That's a lot more clear.
Like clockwise. I mean, it makes sense, but it's just like that. You want to orient yourself properly.
Well, because if I'm looking at a clock, I would have turned it down.
Yeah.
So that, whatever. That's neither here nor there. But push it towards the firewall.
Yeah, and once we did that, we realized, oh, okay, this wasn't completely out of its threads. So we just loosened it a little more, and then all of a sudden we felt this have full range of motion.
And you kind of hear like a little ting, like what it's securing loosens.
And then actually ours, I mean, you might not be so lucky, but ours came out very easily.
Yeah, there is an O-ring, so it does say you may have to like kind of push it back and forth and wiggle it to get it out, but
I'm
it just
guessing,
slid right out.
Given this car is 2 years old and has 12,000 miles,
right,
it's probably a good time to do it.
Yeah, it's not baked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we got a pretty solid thunderstorm going now.
In November.
That's true. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's a good ambiance.
All right, so we're taking a brief intermission. Oh dear Lord. Coming in the garage. Yeah. It's actually currently hailing. Oh, it's really rain. But that's supposed to be garaged where this is. But yeah, this is pretty legit. This is going to be a very enjoyable test drive.
I think we have drainage in this lot now.
Okay.
Alright, so we got the new turbo inlet pipe in, which is actually really cool. It has like these metal, it like kind of slides into the already existing metal piece there. It was pretty easy actually to get it in. Once we got everything out of the way, and then it was a piece of cake to reconnect everything, like reconnect this and put the coil pack back in. as well as everything else over there, like this harness. The part we were worried about the most was the coolant line, because we've had bad experiences with coolant lines in the past, and really all it is to get this, because this thing was kind of out here, it's to get it back a little further. So that's really all it is.
And I think further down.
And further down.
Because the new...
It's got a sharper angle.
Yeah.
More aggressive.
Yeah.
One thing we did do that turned out to be...
And we did it because... So we basically drove this car 5 hours straight.
Yeah.
2.5 hours, grabbed the parts, 2.5 hours back, let it sit for 40 minutes. So we grabbed the coolant lines to see if they were cool or, warm to the touch. They weren't. So then I kindly asked Teddy to see if there was pressure in the system.
Yeah, and as soon as I started to unscrew it, he backed away.
So basically it kind of popped a little bit.
Little psst. So
depressurized the system.
Exactly.
Found out, obviously it wasn't crazy hot still. And when we undid the upper one, it basically
tiny,
nothing came out.
A little dribble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pretty much what we did was
we grabbed a Starbucks cup.
We slid the clamp back to this little piece so that we could put the new hose on right away, just in case there was anything. That was kind of our plan. And then this one actually leaked quite a bit.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird, but it did. Similar concept, but I just used my finger to plug the hole for a few minutes.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad.
No.
And it was,
We're probably, an hour and 15 into this?
Yeah. And it's been kind of nice work. It's not been stressful or anything.
No.
It's just kind of taking our time and getting things done.
Right. Not bad. Hour and a half.
Yeah. Hour and a half. Pretty fun hour and a half, honestly.
So, I had an ECS intake on the S4. The quality of this kit and the fitment is just incredible.
I mean, even down to so this aluminum piece here bolts into the radiator support. Over here, it was just free. So when we had put it in, we were like, is this going to rattle? Are we doing something wrong?
And we were hoping that maybe once all the hoses were connected, it'd be enough pressure.
Literally.
But it doesn't even move.
Can't move it. So. It's great.
But, I mean, it's just the kit, the directions, everything was just amazing.
Yeah. Integrated, if you'd like to sponsor us, feel free.
Right.
We're available.
Yeah, I'm looking to go stage 2.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, job done, I guess.
You want to...
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. We should open that door again.
I'm gonna record. All right, this is the first time hearing it.
Moment of truth.
Give it a little baby one. That's loud. Yeah, go for it.
Hey, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more car reviews, DIY videos, and an upcoming podcast.
And like and subscribe.